Hi, this is a calculator I developed in Eclipse for someone. A lady requested it, so let me just show you guys how it works. And that is how it works. So what I will do now is maybe take you guys straight into Eclipse, and you'll see how I've put this together in Eclipse. So let's go into Eclipse now. Hi, this is a message I received from one of my subscribers out there. She would like me to develop a calculator in Eclipse using Java Max version. So let's go into Eclipse right now. There's the Eclipse, so I will double click on it, and that is it right there, the Max version of it. And next thing is you should have a folder. If you guys don't, you should have your own default folder. This is my default folder out there, so I'll just click on OK. As you can see, the system is loading up, and there, this is how the interface looks like. So I will then click on File, New, Java Project, and let's give that a name. I'll call that calculator underscore help. Then I will then click on Finish. If you like, you can always click on Next, but that will only take you to the source file, and right now my source file is empty, so I might as well click on Finish. There, that's my folder right there, calculator help. If you drop this down, let's drop it down, those are the files within the calculator project. So if I right click on the calculator project itself, go to New, scroll right down to Other, click on Other. You should see a folder in there called Window Builder. Click on Window Builder and click on where it says or Swing Designs. Click on Swing Design and select Application Window right there. Click Next. Once your application window is ready, you can always give the name. I've just called that calculator, and maybe the package, let's call that calculators with an S. There, click Finish. Now we are ready to start coding, but before then, let me show you one thing. Here are the coding area which you will see here where you enter the source code, and the next one is right beside it, the tab beside it is the design. So when you click on the design, you see the progress information dialog box shows up, and here that's my form right there. So I will just click on the form, select it, and maybe realign it the way I want, and drag this right there. So I think that would do. Alright, the next thing now is to get what is known as absolute layer. That's it right there. Click on the absolute layer and move right into your form and just click in there. Remember, when you are moving to your form, you don't have to hold on to the left click button. Then just come straight into your form and click on the form. There, the absolute layer is there. You might not see it, but it's right there. Okay, the next thing now is I want to use this text box, Jtextfield. Click on Jtextfield and just drop it right in here as well. There. You can always realign how you want your text field, and that's how I want my text field. About that, that's fine. The next thing is I need a button right here. I think I'm going to need about maybe 17 or more of those. Right, that's my button right there. And let's see, you can always find the size of the button out here. It's like 41 by 41. So let's change that to 48 by 48, or maybe 50 by 50. 50 by 50 is much better. Right there. Now let's change the font size. Click, hold, change the font. Let's go for maybe 18. the font size is changed to 18. Now come up here where it says btn new button, so we can always just change that to btn 7 because that will be button 7. Okay, let's try that again. That's the name of it, btn button 7. Now let's come here where it says text, enter number 7 there. Okay, now since we know the name of this, you can either create another button and just change the whole layout just like you've done with the first one. Change this one to 50 by 50, and the font size, change the font size. I think the font size of the previous one, I think that is 20, I think. Then come right down here, change the text to number 8, and I think the text is too big here, so let's change this one to 20. Yeah, that's more like it. Now let's change the name of these to btn8. Okay, you can do it that way, or you can always come right into the source code, scroll right down. Those are the 2 buttons that I've just created. You can copy them. Copy. That's another way of creating the button. I just want to show it to you guys. Copy those. Come right down there. Paste that there. This will become button btn9, and that's number 9. Okay, so the width and the height of the button is already in place, the font is already in place, so you don't have to do any of those, and this will become btn plus. There's a plus sign there. P represent the plus sign. If you like, you can just type it in if you are, but that'll make you happy. So let's just type it in to make her happy. Alright, now the sign, the plus sign, enter that in there. Now the important thing now is to change the coordinate. We must change these coordinates. If you look at the coordinates here, let's see, that's about 56. You can see the difference is 56. We might as well add 56 to this very one. Okay, and that will give us 122. So we need to add another 56 to this, so that should give us 871. Yeah, that's correct. So if I go to design, let's go to design so that you guys see. Can you see that? That's what happened. So one thing is, let's just move this. Okay, that's fine, and just move this a little bit more. Alright, that's about right. So the next thing is, now that we know we just need to add 56 to either horizontally or vertically, so we might as well just go straight into the codes. Copy all of these codes. That will be for my second row. Copy that. Come right down here. If you want, you can always just comment it, but this is row 1. First row, so let's copy it again, and that will be the second row. I just want you guys to be able to differentiate. This is row number 2. Okay, this will be button number 4. So change that to 4. There, and that will be button 5. Change all of that to 5. This will be button 6. You might be wondering, why didn't I just draw it? It's easier because if I draw it individually, I'm going to have to set all of these coordinates and so on. So it's easier this way. Now the name of this will become subtract. I'll be sub for all. And the next one, and this as well. Okay, now we need to change the coordinates. So changing the coordinate, this one will become 56 plus 54, that will be 110. Repeat exactly the same thing for this one and this as well. There. Okay, let's go to design. Yeah, that's fine, but this is wrong. Let's change that to minus sign. There. Okay, row number 3. Copy again and just paste it right there. That's row number 3, and that will become 1. Change all of that to btn1. There, and that is number 1. Then we have btn2 here. Then we have btn3. And we have btn. That's 1, 2. Yeah, this is 3. btn3. Okay, now we need to change the coordinate of this. That will be plus 56. That's 166. 166, 166, 166, and this is multiplication sign there, and just change this one to mult. So that should take care of row number 3 really. So let's go to design and see. There, row number 3 is taken care of. Apart from this, let's go back and just change that to 3. Okay, that's it taken care of. That's row number 3. Right. Okay, row number 4. Let's just copy and paste. Let's paste that there. That'll be row number 4. Change that to 4. Now with row number 4, that is 0. Let's remember to change that to 0. And the next one, let's enter a dot there. I will represent our decimal place. It's a dot. Okay, and this will be plus minus. That's what I'll just call that. PM. So instead of, I think there should be a way out. I might have to figure out that later on. There. Okay. Now let me enter equals here. That'll be my equals. Equals. here and change this one to the sign equals. Now we need to take care of the coordinate. So the coordinate in this case would be 56 plus 166, that would be 222, 222. I think that should be right, hopefully. Okay, there. So let's see if everything is in place. Click on design. There, that is fine apart from this. I think it might be too small. Alright, let's go back in there and get rid of this. Just leave it like that. Still too small. That means if we extend it, alright, that will do the trick. Okay, so maybe we have to change the whole design. Alright, let's click on this and just redesign the whole interface. Okay, this is how the interface is finally looking. So let's double click on this button, or we can always go to, let me show it to you guys. You can always right click on it and just select add event, and you go to action perform right there and there. So enter, and I will declare the following string enter number, and now txtDisplay, which is the text box, .get text right there, as plus btn7.getText, and enter, semicolon. So the next line, I will then call this same text box, but this time around it's going to be set. Undo that. Let's copy this very one, copy that, paste it right there, and change this to set text, and the text I want to set will be enter number, and paste that right in there. Enter a semicolon. That is it for number 7. So if I come up here and run it, the system now asks me to save and launch. Yes, there. I can now enter number 7. As you can see, is to the left, so let's change it to the right. Okay, let's come to design view right there, select this and come right here where the property is, the horizontal setting, change that to right. Okay, that's taken care of. Back to the codes. Now the code that I enter for number 7, that is it right there. I will now copy that same line of code, double click on 8 and paste that right inside 8. Just change the button number to number 8. Exact the same thing will be repeated for number 9, and change that to 9. Okay, as you can see, that's number 9. We will then repeat the same thing for number 4. Paste, change that to 4. So I have to change that so that I can address the button that the user will click, and that is 5. Button 5, because each of those buttons are known as btns as the prefix. That's number 6, btn6. As you can see, all their names are there. And we have btn1, that will be btn1, btn2 to follow, change that to btn2, btn3, btn 0 01 and paste. Okay, that is 0. Alright, so the next thing is, let's set the clear button. Maybe just copy that, come to btn clear, double click on that and just enter that in there and change this to no value there. Okay, that's btn clear taken care of. So if I run the program right now, let's run it, save and launch. There we can enter whatever number we intend to enter in there and clear. As you can see, all of these other components and doing nothing. Alright, okay, the next thing now is to declare some variables. Let's go to the right up there and declare some global variable there. Right underneath here, I would declare as follows: double first number, and another one double second number, then one more double. Let's go for operations. Operations, no, that should be string really. Let's change the operation to string there. Then we also need one more. Let's say it's another string. Let's go for answer as string. Okay, now we need one double for my result. Let's just call that result there. So I now have all of my variables in place. As you can see, they are all global variables. Okay, let's go back to design. Now we need to take care of this variable button there. Okay, right click and select action perform right here and enter as follows. Those that is for addition. So what happened there is, whatever you enter in the text box is stored, the first value is stored inside variable first number. So let's just copy that, and variable first text box is then cleared, while this string variable takes in the plus sign. So let's repeat the same thing for the minus. So I'm just have copied that and we'll just paste it in there and change the sign to minus. Now division or multiplication, repeat exactly the same thing for multiplication. As you can see, the lines of code within Eclipse is almost, in fact it is similar to that of Java NetBeans. So double click on the division and just enter the same lines of code, and that will be division. Alright, now let's take care of the percentage, and right there, and paste that in there, change the sign right there. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's take care of the one I called plus minus right here. Okay, with the plus minus, those are the lines of code for that. So let's take it down so that you can see it. Yeah, so those are the lines of code for that right there. Then we now need to take care of what is left? We have this. Okay, we need this, the backspace. Okay, with the backspace, as you can see, we have there's a btn backspace. Come in here and enter as follows. So those are the lines of code for the backspace. As you can see, I declared variable first, sorry about that, and if whatever is inside the text box, we check out the length right there. If it's 0, okay, and that is just it. So let's see if we've finished. So as you can see, I think I forgot to close that here. Hopefully that's sorted. Alright, that's fine now for the backspace, because I had a bracket in there, right here, and I did not close it, so that is fine. So all that is left for us now to do is to take care of the equals button. So let's see what we've done so far. So, and let's check out the backspace. That works. Yeah, that's fine. And clear button work. Okay, so it's looking good. Right. So all that is left now is the equals. Right click and go to the vent action perform. Right there. So let's enter no space and take it up so that you can see the codes. Those are the lines of code for the equals. The string is declared, second number is assigned. The second number in the text box is assigned to variable second num, and if operator is plus, first number plus second number is stored in result and is then converted to string stored in answer. As you can see, I have 2 decimal places here. If I leave it as 1, at one point, whatever calculation or division you carry out, you will only get it as a whole number. That is why that is in 2 decimal places. And then the answer that is stored in this assignment statement is then assigned into the text box. So all the content in here stored into answer, and answer is then assigned to the text box. And the same thing is repeated for the subtraction, multiplication, division, and I guess the percentage sign, and that is all. So if I come up here and run it, let's save and launch, let's see if it will work. Let's divide that by 9. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, and now say that is how you develop a calculator using Eclipse. So let me just show you the lines of codes one more time. This is for the equals. Okay, or maybe we should take it from the top. So 7 lines of code for 7 is exactly the same thing for 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 0. It's the same line of code. All I've just changed is the component or the object's name. So that is that. And the next one, the plus sign, that's the plus sign there. Okay, whatever you enter in the first place is stored into this variable, then the content in the text box is emptied and operator equals plus. There. And you repeat the same thing for the other operators. Backspace, that is backspace right there. And that's just all. So with that, I'll call it the end of this program. So let me run it again so that you see how it works. is very similar to the method of programming, or the method of putting the code together is similar to that of Java NetBeans. There. So with that, I'll call it the end of this Eclipse tutorial. You have a nice day now. Lady, bye for now.